William Shakespeare. Everyone knows the name, almost everyone knows the face behind the name, and many people the world over know the words signed by the name. But how many people can say they've spoken to the man himself? 4 centuries after the death of the world's bard, many questions and mysteries still surround the most famous poet to have lived, and his family. Tonight, we aim to answer those conspiracies and unsolved secrets. Welcome to On the Hunt. Thought to have been born and died on St. George's Day, the patron saint of England, William Shakespeare grew up and eventually returned for his retirement to Stratford-Upon-Avon. As a child, Shakespeare was one of 8 children, though as was common for the age, not all of those survived, making William the eldest of the children. He was born to John Shakespeare and Mary Arden. His father was a celebrated town glover and property baron, who also partook in civic duties such as ale taster. How do I go about getting one of those jobs? Chamberlain, constable, alderman and mayor. In his spare time he was an illegal wool trader, or as it was known at the time, woolbrogger. His mother, Mary, came from an affluent farming family who also had connections with the local town institute, Guild of the Holy Cross. When her father passed away, she inherited a significant amount of land and money, including the farmhouse that you can actually go and visit to this day. The family would have lived in their house on Henley Street, where Shakespeare's father was once fined for hurling manure onto the street below. "You dirty man!" Surrounded by the hustle and bustle of a popular market town. William would have been granted the privilege of attending the local grammar school, thanks to his father's position and civic duties. You can actually still go and visit his grammar school. It's probably one of my favourite attractions in all of Stratford-Upon-Avon. It's really awesome. You can go. Keep it in mind though, you can only go out of term times, I think, because it's still an active school to this day. Yeah. William would have lived on Henley Street until he was 18, where he quickly married Anne Hathaway, who was already carrying his baby. Naughty, naughty! They eventually had 3 children, one of whom died at the age of 11. There are questions asked around his son Hamlet's death, but more on that in a bit. Eventually, Shakespeare moved to London to chase his dreams, though regularly returned to Stratford to write new work and visit his family. It was during this time he bought the biggest house in Stratford to show off his achievements and social status. Though this house no longer stands, you can visit the site it once stood, called New Place. Perhaps the site of probably the more active site we have on the hunt, but you'll see the video. When his father passed, he inherited his birthplace home on Henley Street, and he made further investments in local property, becoming a baron in his own right. In 1616, Shakespeare took his last breath on April 23rd. Some say he died after a heavy night of drinking. Now where have I heard that one before? Some say he died after a heavy night of drinking with 2 other writers, Ben Jonson and Michael Drayton. Interestingly though, he died within a month of signing his will, a document which he begins by describing himself as being in perfect health. He is buried in Holy Trinity Church and was recorded as being placed to rest on April 25th. He in fact wrote a curse for his final bed, which reads, "Good friend, for Jesus' sake forbear to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be the man that spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones." However, sadly enough, due to the grave robbing craze, it is believed that his skull has been taken. Tonight, I will be trying to make contact with the man himself, joined by a group of my friends. So I'm not going to be on my own this time, like in episode 1, where so much was going on and I was on my own, I couldn't really focus. This time, I can really settle into it. We will be using the K2 meter again, and the dowsing rods. We will be speaking out. I've brought some poems to read to try and encourage and invite Shakespeare's spirit. We do have a very spiritual guest with us named Ren. I actually forgot to do a proper intro at the time because we kind of had dinner in Stratford and then we went into filming and I forgot to do the full introduction. It was all a bit over the place. So I am joined tonight with Albert Clogson, Rhys Skinner, Bruno Locatelli and Ren, whose surname I didn't catch, but all their information will be down below. So, without any further ado, let's hunt.
Sweet. Okay, so I thought it would be a cool little segment if we kind of just sit around, have a few, well, just the one, not a few other ones. Just have one drink and kind of talk about, yeah, exactly, ghosts of my past. Just have one drink and kind of talk about, yeah, exactly, ghosts of my past. Talk about kind of experiences we may already have. It's nothing to do with anything we're doing tonight, just sort of paranormal experiences. Again, at this point, you would have already seen me doing some introductions, but for now, this is Ren, Rhys, Albert, Bruno. Hopefully you guys know who I am by now. Ren, Rhys tells me you're actually quite spiritual, so why don't you kick us off? Have you got any sort of standout paranormal experience?
Oh yeah, quite a few actually. Well, the most memorable one was obviously my grandmother's passing, because she had breast cancer, and as she was getting progressively worse, we found a hospice for her in North London, and we didn't know how long she had. But I had been reading a book by a lady called Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who used to be a nurse, and she worked with the terminally ill. And she studied a lot about how to provide care for people who were preparing for passing over. Mm-hmm. And she gave some amazing advice, and I'd highly recommend her book because she really does prepare you to help the person die in the best possible way. And so I said to my mother that I thought it would be a good idea if we took it in turns to stay the night by her bed in the hospice. And there was some mutterings about this ghost who would come around at night in a white gown. And one night I lay by my grandmother. And usually I think when you see things like that, it's a sign that something is imminent. And one night I woke up and I could see through the corner of my eye this white gown, and somebody closed the window. And that startled me because I thought, who's in this room? And the lights went out for no reason. And my grandmother, who wasn't speaking, was frightened, and she kind of made a sound which was like her way saying she was scared. And I said, don't worry, Grandma, I'm here, and I've turned the light back on. Now, when someone is really at the end of the last 3 days of their life, they don't like to be touched. It's very uncomfortable for them. And her body was an inferno. It was boiling. She was burning inside. So I was at the foot of the bed, and my mother was on her right side, and it was a sunny afternoon. It was very quiet, and I looked up, and there was a distinct, unmistakable presence of a female figure. I don't know who she was. I didn't see her face, but it was an outline of a figure, and it was as visceral as you are here now. And she was a very short female frame, but she had something like a headpiece. So I kind of thought, is this an ancestor? Is this a high priestess from an ancient past? But there's something, this outline of a figure was very, very much there. There was no mistaking it. And I actually looked away because I thought I was imagining things. I looked away, I tapped my face, and I looked at my mother and said, "Mum, look." And the moment I caught my mother's attention, the figure disappeared. And she died that afternoon. And I believe that someone came to take her away. There's no doubt in my mind, it doesn't end here. And I think there's definitely an afterlife. There's no doubt about that. There's something else. We don't know what it is because we haven't been there, but there's no doubt about that. There's something else. And it's a kind of, it's another thing. I don't know what it is. I don't have to describe.
You're quite lucky to have seen. It seems like you've seen quite a few like apparitions. I've never seen anything. I've only ever felt things or heard things. Or, weirdly enough, like I'm sure I'm just being my usual self, being stupid. But driving to pick Bruno up today, I was just driving through Staines. I went under the railway bridge, and I looked in my sort of rear view, and I saw like a full-on cyclist in full-on like. You know, the professional cyclist in full-on cycle gear, and he was right up there. I thought, okay, you're gonna like sneak in front of me at the lights, as they normally do. Never passed me.
That's where he was
I thought,
killed.
wait, what?
That's where
that's
he was
what
killed.
that's what I'm wondering, because he never came past me.
Yeah.
I don't know,
That's
trying to think what other route he would have gone down, but like he just never passed me.
Yeah.
And he was like on my arse, so to speak.
Did it worry you when you saw him? Were you
No,
angry?
I just thought, okay, if either he turned down some sort of side alley, but like I've been going around Staines all my life, I've always lived there. I can't think of anywhere he would have turned off, unless he just went. Unless he thought, do you know what? I'm going to go in the other direction. But honestly, I thought, oh, that's odd.
Yeah.
I know, Bruno, you're quite a skeptic on this. You kind of. So, what do you believe? Do you believe there is something and you don't know what it is, or you just think everything has a sort of rational
I think
explanation?
most things have a rational explanation, but obviously I don't know the answers, and I'm open to things. I'm not saying there isn't.
Yeah.
I'm saying there is.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm just,
Are you open-minded, or you just
I'm
think?
open-minded.
Okay.
I think there might be something, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've always been quite scientific, into science.
Does anyone in your family have another view about that then?
Yeah, so my dad is super religious. My mom is. So my dad is like the American Christian.
Yeah.
The evangelical Christian. My mom is Christian, but she's a different kind of Christian. She hates churches. She doesn't like churches because they're not like what it's about. She thinks that like Jesus basically love and things like that. So that's what you should do, because So she's like, I like my mom a lot. My grandma used to be it's a Brazilian religion, which is a mix of like West African and Christianity.
Yeah.
So it's a very weird religion.
Yeah.
But there's like future scene with like beads and so all that kind of stuff. And I mentioned like my parents, I think, is the legends that she was like a seer. So there is people with my kind of very different all points of view.
Yeah.
How about you, Al?
We have one of those staircases that animals won't go down.
Okay.
It's down in Holmbury, St. Mary, the house we go to. It used to be a stable.
Oh.
And but then my mother-in-law had, way before I was on the scene, they tore that down and built the house that's there now. And it might be because the stairs go down to the basement, which used to be a garage in the basement, but now it's been finished. But the stairs, they're not solid, they're empty underneath, so like you can see through. So we don't know if it's because of that, and they're wood like this. But our cat won't go up and down or down these stairs. And when you carry her down the stairs, she's like,
Freaks out. Really?
Really?
Oh wow.
We've had friends' dog over that also
They won't go
wouldn't go
down.
down. They
That's
won't go down the
interesting.
stairway.
Like from completely different households as well.
Yeah. Or someone very close to our family. I won't say who, just in case. But This is back, I was junior high or so, and she was older, high school. I was probably even younger than that, 10. And she was out with her girlfriend and 2 guys in a car. And there's a dead end with an old abandoned house there. And her friend was always said she was psychic. And they were doing what young couples do until she started looking at the house and started panicking. And she said afterwards that there was a guy coming out of the house with a long black cloak, long fingernails, and coming towards her. And just before he touched her, she passed out. And she passed out, and they all drove off. It gets more interesting.
This is in America.
Yeah, it's in America.
Yeah.
So they got out of there, and she woke up and she told them what she had seen. So they just knew she was panicking, and she passed out. So anyway,
Can I just say, like, that's not just like that's serious panicking to pass out from panic. Like, that's not just like, oh, that's like serious.
That's quite shock. It's a big shock. Yeah.
My father was in the volunteer fire department, and sometimes for drills they would burn down old abandoned houses. So they used this house for one of their drills, and they burned it down. And we told them the story about, how they'd seen a ghost or something there. He said, well, if there was anything there, it's gone now, because we would have burned the hell out of it. That was the hottest fire I've ever seen. So anyway, the kids went back afterwards, and the house was totally burned down, except for one wall. And on this wall was like sort of in charcoal, was this figure of this human shape with like a long cloak and with long fingernails.
Really?
Oh, I just
This give me
I just got goosebumps.
And we went down to see it, and sure enough, and like the whole house was totally burned, but this wall, the paint wasn't even blistered. And
Not
it
even
was just,
like just untouched.
Yeah, it was it was an old wall. It wasn't, but
Sounds terrible.
so that was pretty cool.
Wow. I think that's a great story to kind of. Was you going to say something? I was just going to wrap up, but if you've got, yeah.
The psychic thing reminded me of my brother. So kids in my family are very weird. Very weird.
Tell us
And that's the end of the story.
No, I don't think I've ever done something that well. But like my brother, when he was young, a lot of World War II, too much for like a kid. Probably watched TV. I don't know, because no one knows where he got it from. But Ayrton Senna, the F1 racer, the Brazilian who died in a car crash.
Yes.
My brother was watching the crash, and my mom's like said something. He's like, "Oh, I'm here to see him crash," or something like that. Like he hinted he was waiting for the crash,
Predicted it.
and then he crashed minutes later and died. And I think it's my cousin's son said some weird stuff about because my cousin had a child that died at stillbirth, basically 1 week before, and she had a new kid, and he's like, oh, he's in heaven, and then my grandma died a few years ago, and he says he talks to her, and then my granddad was 91. I asked, and because he said someone else was gonna die within a time frame. And then my granddad goes, when am I going to die? He's like, oh, you don't have to worry. You have another 5 to 10 years or something. And everyone's like, yeah, that's weird. He's 4.
Oh,
and everyone's like,
And did he live that much longer?
he's still alive, so we'll see.
In that case, I think we're going to finish up our beers and then head outside. So next time you see us, we will be in what's called... I can't remember what it's called. I think it's just called the Royal Shakespeare Company Gardens. But it's essentially the sort of field that you would have seen probably today on your walkabout. It's obviously, I don't want to do it on the grounds of Holy Trinity Church, but it will be the next best thing. Basically, Holy Trinity is where he is said to be buried. There's lots to talk about, and we will fire up the...
Can you not go outside?
I just think it's a bit disrespectful, so we'll be on the space next to it. So we'll do that. So next time you see us, we'll fire up the main camera and we'll be out on the hunt for William Shakespeare. Hello guys, so we're officially on what's called the RSC Garden. I do have the team behind me. the light can only do so much, but they are there. When we sort of kick things off, I will dim the light, but we'll be a lot closer together, so you will see everyone. Just behind me, again, can't really see it, there is the Holy Trinity Church, just about up there. Let's see if I can center it. There, that is where Shakespeare is buried. There's lots of theories about whether his bones are still there, whether, you know, during the height of the grave robbing stuff, his skull might have been taken. But hopefully we're going to contact William Shakespeare tonight, or at least some of his family members. We've already done our protection now off camera, because I feel that's better. It's better to do off camera. Bruno is with a night vision camera, so even if my camera don't pick things up with this light, his camcorder hopefully will. We have some tools with us, the exact same ones as the Abraham Cowley episode. So we got the dowsing rods, we got the dictaphone, and we got the K2, and we'll each be giving them a go. So without drawing out this little section, let's go on the hunt for William Shakespeare. So we're just looking for some Elizabethan music, but whilst we do that, what we're going to do is, there was so much that I wanted to do with the Abraham Cowley video, but because I was on my own and freaking out and worried that my camera was going to get nicked, I never really settled into the video, but I'm much more prepared now. So I've brought with me a couple of Shakespeare poems and some quotes that are around mortality and death, and I thought it might be a good idea to sort of read a couple just to kind of try and invite the spirit of William Shakespeare. So I'm going to hand these around. Bruno, do you want to get in on this, or I can't even see you past the camera? Huh?
I'm here.
I can just see like a red light. Okay, so if I hand these around.
If you look at the infrared light, that's me.
So I am calling out to the spirit of William Shakespeare. Only the spirit of William Shakespeare or family members. Unfortunately, we are not currently reaching out to any other spirit.
Fear no more the frown of the great, thou art past the tyrant's stroke. Care no more to clothe and eat, to thee the reed is as the oak. The sceptre, learning, physic, must all follow this, and come to dust. Fear no more the lightning flash, nor the all-dreaded thunderstone. Fear not slander, censure, rash. Thou hast finished joy and moan. All lovers young, all lovers must consign to thee, and come to dust. No exorciser harm thee, nor no witchcraft charm thee. Ghost unlaid forbear thee, nothing ill come near thee. Quiet consummation have, and renowned be thy grave.
So obviously the skeleton of Shakespeare is just behind us. Now I just realised as we was finishing that up that we are in Stratford and the RSC is just over there, so his words are being performed continuously a lot, so I don't know how effective that would be. I just thought it would be a nice sort of thing to do, just to kind of kick things off and try and invite the spirit. I'm going to put this down and try and find an angle to get us all in, and why don't we kick off with the dowsing rods. Now when I did the I know you can't really see much, hello. When I did the dowsing rods for the Abraham.
If you film it, maybe you can rest it on there or something, that you can see it.
Oh wait,
Do you
hang
want
on.
to put it on here?
Yeah.
Rest it on this side?
Keeping in mind we have Bruno doing
Yeah.
night vision
Oh,
anyway,
yeah,
so
right. Hello guys. I forgot you were there.
when I did the Abraham Cowley video, I did the dowsing rods, and I honestly feel like I started to make contact. However, what happened was the dowsing rods started to move, and as they started to move, I just had this sudden sense that things were coming at me. Thinking back now, I think that was spirits coming to make contact, but my head, I was on my own, I thought, oh, someone might be in the bush. They're going to jump me for the camera stuff. So I sort of looked round, and that could have tampered with the dowsing rods, but it happened at the exact moment I heard something off in the distance, and I just felt like something was, you know, fight or flight instinct sort of. So there could be something with the dowsing rods. I know, obviously, Ren, you started doing something just after we turned the cameras off in the pub, and you started getting something.
I asked if there was something. Well, I asked permission, which is, you know, what you have to do.
Okay.
You have to ask, can you, may you, should you douse? If you get yes, then you go on to the next question. And that was if there was a presence in the pub, and I got yes.
Okay.
And it was in our corner.
Okay. So, Al, if you don't mind, I think it might be a good idea to pass them back to Ren. Are you happy to do the? Yeah, you're happy to do the dowsing, and then.
Okay, I'm not used to these rods. I normally use coat hangers, or I bend rods myself, but these are quite tricky. So let me just check.
If you want.
So I'm asking if I can douse. I may not. Can I? Yes. No. I may not. I should and can, yes, but I'm getting no to may. Oh. No, I'm getting no. So I can't push it. Yeah, I can't push it. Because I checked in the pub if I could today, and it had yes there. But here, no.
Is that you specifically, or us as a group?
That's, as far as I know, that's the cardinal rule of dowsing, that you have to get the 3 yeses if you're going to proceed. I've got no to me.
When you say no to you, does that mean?
Well, it could be. Yeah, maybe someone else can try.
See
you? Yes, okay, here we go.
You got it?
Yeah.
So what do we have to do?
So you need to check your yes and no position. Do you know what your yes and no position is?
No.
Ah, okay, right. So, so if you stand up and then you ask the rods, please show me my yes position, but you must make sure so that the rods are kind of like, I'll show you how I hold mine.
Sure.
So what I do is I tend to hold them like that now. I used to hold them like this. You can hold them like that, but they're very floaty, so I think it's good to, and it's windy. So if you hold them like that. Okay, like that. So one is in the finger, little baby finger, and it's like a prop. You see?
Okay.
Let's show the camera like that. Okay. So, and make sure your hand is parallel.
So thumbs on top like that, yeah?
Yeah, don't press the thumb. Just kind of let them be. Let me just put that in there. That's it.
Oh,
and the
okay.
same there. Yeah. Okay. Now, let them rest in your hand on the top so that these are parallel. These are parallel. Okay. Now, keep them at your gut level. The gut level. Go down to your gut. Okay. And don't press them because they won't be able to move on their own. Okay. Just say please. Okay, well, let's say that's your neutral position. Now you say, please show me my yes. Wait a minute, so you clear your mind and just say, please show me my yes. Say it aloud.
Please show me my yes.
I think you're pressing too hard on there. Just let them rest. Let the thumb rest there gently, yeah. Okay, please show me my yes position.
Please show me my yes position.
Let's see what happens. Let me see how I hold it so I can remember. Yeah, so I'm not pressing it with my thumb. I'm actually just letting it rest on the top. Do you see the top? You see the top?
Yeah.
It's not. I've got a dog. Hello, doggy. Where is he? Hello, darling. Hello, baby. Hello. Oh, there's someone else there.
That's I'll.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I was getting confused. I was like, who's going on here? Okay. Right. So please show me my yes.
Please show me my yes.
That's good. That's it. They cross towards you.
Okay.
Okay. Try it again. Put arms down. Drop them and put them up again. Say, please show me my yes.
Please show me my yes.
You don't do it, let them do it. So, I
So
think we're
maybe
not meant to
dowsing is not a
do- No.
not a thing.
Yeah.
You want to give it a go quick, Al? It looks like they don't want us to
I think,
douse.
yeah, I'll
Yeah.
go with the majority.
But okay.
Do not want to anger.
No, we have to respect whatever it is that we have to respect.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah.
Okay, Al. If we shall we just sit back in a circle?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. Sit in a
This
circle.
light is really bright. I'm sorry about
Okay.
that. It's the only way I can kind of get a decent amount of footage.
And do we want to record anything?
Yeah. So if we
Right. Here we go.
Okay,
So
what is the deal with this?
So we're gonna. So this is K2 electronic electromagnetic relay. As you can see, it's sort of bouncing around. If I get it close to the camera, okay, it doesn't really pick up the camera. But essentially, if we have a phone close by, it should. It's not even doing that.
That's because my airplane mode is on.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So essentially, I'm going to turn the light out so it kind of looks cooler.
Shall I ask? Shall I invite?
Yeah. So we're going to.
Do you want to
speak
invite?
out. I think. Yeah.
To invite? Okay. I think the important thing is to be polite, considerate. Maybe I should say something.
Sure.
Yeah?
Okay. If you want to
I'll
kick us
say
off.
something. Okay. So, who are we asking?
The spirit of William Shakespeare.
Okay. Right. We request the presence and company of William Shakespeare. We would like to say that we have come to visit you, and we come in peace. We are passing through and visiting this beautiful town of Stratford-Upon-Avon. We're sitting in the park. I don't know what the name of the park is.
I think it's just the RSC Gardens.
The RSC Gardens, absolutely gorgeous grounds here by the church in which we understand that William Shakespeare may be buried. And we'd like to... What would we like? What would you like?
To start with, if we can touch the K2 meter.
No, do you want to say something to William Shakespeare?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to say why you like his work so much and what he means to you, because this is...
What we didn't do.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
So, just so the camera can see, it's just my garden bust of Shakespeare. Yeah, so I'm just looking at my SD card. I'm running out, but that might just be the one clip. Reaching out to the spirit of William Shakespeare. Obviously, you're a huge influence globally now. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but you have reached far beyond the shores of the UK and England, and you have so many followers, myself included, who I myself write poetry and sort of shape it around your own work and what you've done, and you've inspired many playwrights and poets and actors around the world, not just here. So it'd be a huge honour just to reach out and talk to you in any way we can.
Yeah, well, we're not staying. We just want to say hello. We want to say hello, and yeah, just want to say hello to you.
We have a K2 meter in front of us that, if you touch, will change colour. We ask politely, if you are with us, to touch the K2 meter that is in front of the bust, in front of us. Behind, we also have another device that is recording audio, and if you speak into it, we will be able to listen back and hear your voice. If the spirit of William Shakespeare, and only the spirit of William Shakespeare, or a family member is here with us, please touch the K2 meter in front of us. We will know, because it will change colour, or speak into the device that is sitting behind the bust. I also understand that the son of William Shakespeare, Hamnet Shakespeare, may also be buried in the graveyard just behind us. Again, we come in peace, we come as friends. If you like the look of this little green light in front of us, you can touch it and it will change colour. Or again, there is a device also on the floor in front of us that you can speak into, and we will be able to listen back and hear you. I think, like, I've only ever used the K2 once before, and I think it is quite hard to kind of get it to go off. I'm also kind of wondering, because it is a church and obviously sacred ground, you know.
Is this actually? This isn't the.
This
centre?
isn't part. No, this isn't on the grounds. But there's probably some sort of protection. Yeah, there's probably some sort of protection around it.
Yeah, I think that's very true. Yeah. That's why I'm getting a no with the rods.
Should we move somewhere?
We could maybe go and do it in front of the new place.
Oh, that's a good idea. What, you mean the theatre?
You know where I said the site of his house was?
Yeah.
Could maybe do it on the street in front of that.
Yeah.
Because if we're getting no to the rods and stuff like that, again, I'm just thinking it's probably very sacred and protected ground just behind us. Although we're not on it now.
That's right by a church too.
Yeah.
We gotta remember that these boundaries are probably the ground will extend it further, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, let's try moving location. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna.
This is such a gorgeous place to come and sit still in the dark.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I love it.
Just trying to flip my thing around. Okay, so that was a bit of a bust, but I think it's likely that there's probably some sacred ground behind us, and obviously just because in the physical realm there are boundaries, maybe in the spiritual realm not so much. So we're just going to off camera thank any spirits that did come round but didn't make themselves known, and then we're going to just try a different location. So we'll catch you in a bit. So we were just asked what this is. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but to be honest, I don't even know. It looks like some sort of crypt, but also a theatre. It looks like a crypt or some sort, but has theatre paintings on them.
Imagine.
Yeah. Hey, let's transform this crypt into a theatre. How many characters can we tell? Full staff. That's got to be full staff, isn't it? Drunkard. Yeah.
Have a nice a shot of the water.
Shot of the water. Sorry, am I blinding you? Don't think my camera's gonna. Just be careful. So remember, I was telling you guys about the story of like his son Hamnet.
Yeah.
So this is you got to kind of imagine this is sort of the situation. So his house would have backed onto the river like this, and he had like a favourite spot down by the river. And they say,
just careful coming down.
Yeah, careful guys. They say the official like in the register is that he died of the plague, but it's highly unlikely because A, there's no record of him going into a plague pit. Yeah, be careful.
Careful, guys.
Careful. You can't really see on the camera. There's lots of mosquitoes, so I don't want to spend too long around here.
Yeah.
But they say that he had a special spot, much like that, sort of coming down into the river, and he drowned in it because on the register it says that he died. Let's go up because I'm getting loads of mozzies in my face. Yeah. What was I saying? There's no record of him being put into a plague pit, and also he was the only person who died of the plague in the town, which is highly unlikely that would have happened because it would have been an outbreak. Huh? Oh, thank you.
And there was no plague in Stratford-Upon-Avon?
No, there was plenty, but at the time of his death, he was the only one recorded as a plague death, which is not very likely.
Makes sense.
Some cool trees. So we're basically on the way to a new place, which is the site of the house that he bought for his family. Anne Hathaway and his kids lived in it whilst he was in London, and he obviously went backwards and forwards, which is a crazy thought, by the way, guys, because it took us an hour and a half to drive up. Imagine that by horse and cart. That would have been like a 2-week journey. So we're going to the new place now. Hopefully we'll get a bit more luck. We'll see what happens, so we'll see you there. We got lots of mosquitoes going around the light at the minute, so we're all going to wake up with lots of bites, so I apologise. Bye!
The other place.
The other place.
Should we see if we can pick any up? Hold on.
This is nice, yeah. There's a hole here.
Huh?
Ella just pointed out.
This one. It's really nice. Did we find out if there are any sort of like, I haven't even got the torch on you guys, so the light. Did we find out if there are any sort of local ghosts? Yeah, town ghosts?
I found some, there's a ghost walk they do here, so they probably may know. But online, only could find the houses that are haunted.
Yeah.
Not the...
Okay.
This house here. Hopefully now you just flash a light in their window.
Feel it?
The light changed.
I'm getting a chill. It was red here. Look.
It's me.
Sorry. Could be
Wow. Okay.
So we're actually just walking up, like we're on the street of the new place now. It's literally just here where the bamboo is. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe he's walking with us.
Wow. Amazing. Hi. Getting a reaction. I can feel it. I can actually feel it in my body. I feel cold.
So we're constantly on orange right now.
Wow.
Just here. Yeah, just here where the bamboo is the back of the new.
Okay. Shakespeare.
Still on orange. Still walking with us. So this is the back of the new place.
This is the back of the garden.
Private property. So I'm just wondering if we do it here at the back.
What do you want to do?
Just call out again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys happy to just call out again? So this is the back of the new place. So again, this would have been the site of his last house, his last home. We are getting some readings on the K2 now. Oh, it's gone.
Yes, that's there.
So, Al, do you maybe want to try the rods this time?
Sure. Show me my yes.
Oh, it just went out of focus just as you said that. And again.
Show
But that
me
might
my
be because
yes.
you're moving.
How hard should you?
she said not to hold them on the top.
Okay, let me try that again. Show me my yes.
So it's going out of focus without you even moving.
Should I do show me my no?
Yeah.
Show me my no.
It could be the wind because we just had a gust of wind.
Show me my no.
Interesting.
Show me my
Okay. Interesting, it's the same one as well.
no. Yeah.
And there was no gust of wind. And if there is a slight breeze, it's actually going in the opposite direction of what that just went.
Show me my yes.
And they, just for the record, they didn't move, and there's a fair amount of wind right now. You can even tell by Al's hair.
That
So
was definitely the wind.
that was the wind. Yeah.
Really strong wind.
Show me my yes. That's it, the windy.
Try that one again, because that went the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And I feel like the wind for the camera is going that way. Just then.
Show me my yes. I'm wondering if my fingers are too much against them. Let me try that again. Show me my yes. Did it go out?
I mean, it keeps. I know it's on autofocus, but it keeps going out of focus after you've
yes.
moved. I don't know if that's normal. I know it goes out of focus when Al moves, which is understandable.
No plus set.
Show me my no. Does tend to. No. Okay, so where does that leave us?
To be honest, I'm not even sure.
You can try the yes again.
Yeah, maybe do the
And then
yes.
maybe not moving is a yes.
Maybe
Try and show me my yes. Might be obstructing. Show me my yes.
So I don't feel very safe with these. Can I do this today? If you carry on up there, it still goes red. I think we go to the front of the house, we might get more. Tell me I would have bought mine. Where's Reese? Reese is gone. Where's he gone?
He's right there.
Where? Oh, Reese!
Cameraman Reese.
Cameraman now.
Lot of money for
You're in this
back
He's gone.
He's gone. I'm tired.
Oh, I thought I had a 4. I've got 4. I've got 4. Ah! 4 lights. Hello.
Is there any sort of
There's nothing here.
magnetic lock or something?
I don't know. It was 4. We had 4 lights just now. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? No, you can't be.
So this is the entrance of the new place.
It's kind of cool, I think.
So, this is where the new
And to thee and thy company I bid hearty welcome. The Tempest.
massive.
What does this one say? The site of Shakespeare's family home from 1597 to 1616. place. It's fluctuating here.
What's the ship there?
You know, maybe we should go by the school. Because she said it's definitely haunted.
Yeah? Okay, let's go to his.
Not with him, maybe. But
It's just on the other side of this.
just to see.
How did she
Did
get
anyone
so-
else just hear like the weirdest moans? Yeah. Not even sure. Huh?
Drunk people.
Drunk people.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, boy, they had a nice
feeling
day out,
cold.
boy. Okay, so this is Shakespeare's
I can feel
school.
it. See, I told you it's feeling cold.
Good.
And it gets, I had a flicker. There. I feel it in my bones.
It is a bit cool in here.
Can you feel it? Yeah.
The Guild Chapel.
I don't think we're going to be able to.
What does it say?
Parts of the Guild Chapel may date back to 1269.
Wow.
Wow. So this was actually his school, King
This is-
Edward.
King Edward's School. Is this the name of the school?
Yeah. And this was actually
look,
the
look,
school
we're
that he
getting
went
a
to.
3. We're getting 3 here.
So that, you see where that window is?
Yeah.
Just because I've been here before, I know.
Yeah.
That window that's got a light on,
Yeah.
that's actually the headmaster's quarters.
Ah.
So shine a light in his face.
He's probably,
That's actually the headmaster's
he's probably in
quarters.
there marking
Still.
papers. And
Yeah, exactly, giving
I've got
grades.
3 here. I've got 3. Got 3.
Okay guys, that is the end of this hunt. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get the response we were looking for. I think there could probably be a number of reasons for that. A, we were obviously so close to a church, which is like sacred ground and stuff. Also, it's just a really pleasant town. Like, I don't get any sort of bad vibes. Like, that's why I like coming here so much, because it's always so peaceful. So maybe there's something behind that. Maybe we even caught something up on our audio recordings that we don't even know about just yet.
we're in the tape.
Or on the tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Exactly. We got some night vision stuff as well, so maybe we're sort of saying, okay, maybe this is just a peaceful town, when actually we caught more stuff than we currently know about. But that's it for this episode. If you did like the video, as always, hit the like button. If you have any sort of suggestions and recommendations that you want us to do, obviously around poets, hit the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's been so long since I've done all this, I've forgotten what we need to do. Like, subscribe. There's also a new feature on YouTube where you can sort of tip, a lot like Twitch. It's called the thank you thing. It'll be somewhere under here. Links to everyone's social media will be somewhere down here. My arm's aching because it's surprisingly heavy. So we're going to close it out now and say goodnight. So peace.
Good night.